we must forever recognize that the world has space for each and every one of us. The theme is talking about the future of journalism. Today, social media and the word journalism are the same. So don't say I am not a journalist, but I am a social media. What is journalism? The traditional journalism. Getting information, preparing it for the good of the what? Society, public. Whoever gives information to the public is playing their role as a journalist. The only difference is what media are you using? When I was invited, I was told that there are people who supported Honorable Rita and all that bit of the politics. I want to tell you that the most successful journalists in the world, or people that deal with social media, have what we call orientation, and orientation of a political nature. There is no journalist worth their name that says I'm a journalist without orientation. That is why you will say, I support MK. I support Ephraim Kamuntu, all the NRM leaning cadres. So, what is a journalist? What is the journalist thinking about the future of this journalism in the age of social media? Comrade gave us the definition of social media. In summary, social media is the use of all these gadgets, medium, and so on. And what is interesting, somebody says, I am a social media influencer. Do we know the owners of these platforms that we use? I am on Twitter, I am on Facebook, I am on which one? Mention.
Instagram.
Yeah, all of them.
TikTok.
TikTok. Do you know that the global owners for all these things are not more than 4? That's why you hear Elon Musk wants to buy what? Twitter. Who owns Facebook? Who owns Google? Who owns WhatsApp? So the future is also in the hands of those who are going to have platforms that we are going to use. The future is going to be about what gadget you have in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. The gadget you have in your hands. I was making a tally of who is here. In terms of, are you online? Are you... and I said that he mentioned and said, we are all people of Mbarara. How many of you are known that you are a journalist or a media influencer? Can you stand up and say that if you went and made a Google of your name, that tag is on you? If you are a media influencer, how do you let people know that you are a media influencer? It is like saying that what is the future of advertising? The future of advertising is not to tell someone, I am a Kenya hotel. No, you should say, why are you a Kenya hotel that does what a Kenya hotel does? So if you are a media influencer, are you a media influencer because you have a Twitter handle? Are you a media influencer because every day you abuse people? online? Are you a media influencer because you have a good telephone and you spend your time at a certain place in the town? Food mart on internet. This thing we call social media must also bring us economic stability. You are a media influencer. Can we look at your fee notebook? That for you influence, you must have a hashtag. Do we know what a hashtag is? That little cross which we call what? Hash. Hash of the telephone. Okay? And then a tag. Tag means the thing you want to be known. Okay? Hash the topic. Hash the topic. Muchiga TV will reach a point where he cannot take the story as Muchiga TV. His journalist must equally have a share, that as you post on Twitter, that the journalist who received it in the field has already said, I have found out. And what Muchiga TV does is to broadcast it for authenticity, that it is coming from a reliable source. That if we say that we are in this journey, for you, where do you start and where do you stop? I want to tell each one of you, as we are all here in the age of social media, you must equally have an interest. If you are a social media influencer, of what? Of what? Are there people here who are still applying for jobs? They are there. By a show of hands, how many? Okay? I want to tell you that the future of job applications is going to be on how much work you have on social media. You will enter this interview room and they ask you your name, and the interviewer will quickly go onto Facebook. Okay? That when you are using social media, do you say, me, I am? And I was happy. Everybody was saying, I am on all the platforms. Because the future will mean that if I am going for information on employment, I will go to a certain platform. Political news, I will go to a certain platform. Now, employment is going to be that, what do you post? And I want to tell you equally that, is there Twitter for Luganda or Twitter for Swahili? It is? Can those characters spell some names? Now they have increased Twitter to how many characters? Okay, Twitter started with how many characters that you could post a message? 160, like an SMS. Now they have increased. Now they're even allowing photos. Now they're allowing emojis. Now they're allowing videos. Meaning that the future is changing faster than, the technology is changing faster than what we get to know. So if you say you love Twitter, you must equal. The future will be for those who go back and read the new updates. What now is the Twitter offering? When we look at social media, what are the risks? How much of your social information is out there? How many people can tell how many wives you have? How many people can tell? And you see, what does social media mean? Social media means you are creating a digital footprint. Every single information about you that you have ever put there will one day be used against you, all for you. Now, social media has no rules given. Absolutely. There are no rules. It is a jungle. You remember that, why did East African community fail? Okay? Somebody said that one country was a man eat what? Man eat? Yes, man eat all, man eat everything. And then the other one was saying, hey, then if man eats everything, then how are we going to be friends with that one? And we also think he might eat us. Okay? Social media requires personal responsibility that you have chosen. There are two things. You have a profession and you have a career. You can say, I'm a journalist, I am a what, and he spoke very well. He said the people here are professionals, meaning that social media has given us an opportunity to be something, yet we prepared ourselves to be something else. In other words, social media should be treated as an equal career path. A career path. So when you define yourself, call yourself, I am. And by the way, for purposes of just a bit of training, when you go anywhere and they ask you what is your name, you must never say things like they call me, I am called, I am known, I go by. No. You simply say, my name is. My name is. And you must intonate the two names. If you say my name, you don't say, my name is Denis Lukaya. Okay? The people will say, hey, okay. But you must say, my name is Lukaya Denis. They call it a dramatic what? Pause in between. A dramatic pause. Because if you are a media influencer, you must have your profile out there. How many of you have profiles that you can take out a piece of paper and you say, I am? So when we Google Muchiga TV, what comes? Who can Google? What comes?
I'm back.
But you can also Google yourself. Because you told us you are a media influencer. I am driving at one most important point, that social media should be taken as a career path. That this social media can make you grow into a person of great means, financially, socially, economically, and otherwise. If you say you are a member, you are a social media influencer, we will one day want to come in the field like here and say, can your supporters line up? Okay? How do you become a media influencer? You become a media influencer because you are able to create networks. When a man tells you, I have helped Kahindo Tafire, I have helped X, Y, and Z, he is telling you that is his network. And your network is your net worth. And let me tell you from a very professional way, there is nobody who has a network when your greatest activity is abusing and attacking unnecessarily below the belt on social media. By the way, you get attention. You get attention. But have you reviewed the likes? Do abusers have likes? Eh? They have likes. Very many.
Very many.
And what do these likes translate into? Eh? They turn into what? Because social media is only available and possible to deliver something for just a specific time. Because that news gets covered up. Okay? So, there are risks with social media. Risks on accuracy. If you are a social media influencer, you have a TV, how sure, what do you do, even in your local way, to ensure that what you are saying is correct, at least minimally? The idea is that every time you get a story, do you do a small basic research? How many of you even mind the typos? Have you seen media influencers who have never gotten any word correct? If this is your career, you must be able to reach out. Social media does not insulate you, the journalist, from criticism.
And jurisdiction.
Yes, and jurisdiction. You will say something and the people will hit back in equal measure. And because you are not ready, it is not your career, you will also hit back with all the words as if you have undressed yourself and you are shaking for them nakedly. Eh? How comes that we say we are media influencers and social media? Where is your association in Mbarara? I want to know where your headquarters are. Where is the headquarters for Mbarara media influencers? I am happy the RCC is here because government has so many projects. Is it possible that even Operation Wealth Creation cannot have a project for media influencers? How much business has Operation Wealth Creation given to the bloggers in Mbarara to simply amplify the information about Operation Wealth Creation? In other words, have we created ourselves to be of value? Are we magnets? Social media is about being a what? A magnet. I am happy that Honorable Reed, yes please.
Identity creation.
Identity creation. That who are you? What is your brand? A brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. So each one of you as a media influencer, what do you think people say about you when you are not around? Okay? Your identity. Create yourselves into a group that can become a lobby group. Was social media working during COVID? A lot, eh?
Yes.
And what was it saying? Us here, what was our role during COVID? Did we have access to sources? Could we walk to the hospital? It was a tag? You walk the Ichiboko you. You remember what they told us, that the sword is what? I mean the pen is what?
Mightier than the sword.
Mightier than the sword. Imagine if we had an association, wouldn't we be in the office of RDC getting the tag essential? How come TV West worked? The only thing is they retrenched the people, okay? They reduced the numbers. Okay? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the power you hold is greater than the power someone will ever give you. The power you hold is greater than the power anybody will ever give you. When you have people like Honorable Rita, what do? They reach where you do not reach. There is what we call big data today. If you are a media influencer, make sure you have a topic of national or local interest that you also deal with. Where we say that I am the journalist, I'm the social media activist, but I am equally an enthusiast for environment, higher education. For example, pick an institution in Mbarara, National Water. How much water does it pump in Mbarara a given day? Its tank up in Boma has how many liters? How many cubic meters? Are there areas that have not received water in the last 2 years in Mbarara City? What is the color of water coming out of your taps? Do you know if you went to the hospital and you went to surgical ward and you find very many people who have typhoid on surgery ward, that typhoid is a result of what? How does typhoid come? Water largely. Okay? Hygiene. And when it goes untreated, because we think that it is just like a small thing, I ate a mango without washing hands. I went to the toilet and I don't believe in washing my hands until I have finished eating. Okay? You will end up on surgical ward for an operation. Okay? There is not a single journalist that can bring that fact out. I am telling you, the World Health Organization will tag your story on the rise or the incidence of surgical patients who are on surgery on the basis of typhoid. I am telling you, they will put you on an aeroplane and take you to go and give a talk in Washington. How many of us have been invited as speakers at any function because of our social media influence? We have what it takes to benefit from this thing. I want to tell you that the future is employment is going to go into social media. COVID told us you can work from home. COVID taught us that things can change. COVID taught us that if you can put yourself out when there is a blanket freeze, you will be the people of the future. I want to conclude by saying that what we are doing as social media influencers is also called citizen journalism. Citizen journalism requires you to be law-abiding, requires that you are a decent individual. Some of us post things because we know our mothers don't have smartphones.
Ethical code of conduct.
Exactly. Okay? The ethical code of conduct. Why can't we realize that this social media is the thing of the future? It is the next source of greatest employers. Be good to people so that your job can grow. I am looking forward to some of you telling me that you analyze big data in Mbarara. Okay? Who has gone to the Electoral Commission and asked them for data?